Welcome to Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis. Today, I got my buddy Patrick here with me. I got 2 speed rackets. Is this on?
Harry, what are we doing here?
Oh, hey bud. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, so I'm just setting up my SwingVision over here so that during our hitting session, we can, see how bad I'm doing today.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
But you won't be doing bad, Harry.
No.
You'll be moving your feet, watching the ball.
This is why I love you, buddy. MP's latest versions. One is in perfectly good condition, right? One is not in perfectly good condition. It has a crack in it. Now, I'm not gonna tell Patrick which one is which, right? I'm gonna play with both of them myself too. Can Patrick tell the difference? They're both freshly strung, okay? Freshly strung, one right after the other at 53 pounds. Adrenaline 16 if you're asking. Will we be able to tell the difference? Patrick, I'm gonna just hand you one first, and then let's go hit the court. Stay tuned. All right, so we just got off the court. Pretty fun test here, Patrick. You kept going back and forth.
Yep.
And then you were like, this one feels dead. This one doesn't, I have to swing for the fence. And which one was that one?
The one with the perforated handle, I felt like no matter how hard I hit it, I wasn't getting the ball past the service line. Like you really got to swing hard to get this out there.
Okay.
And then on the switch, I hit 2 to the back fence by accident, right? And I had to hone it down. So this one just feels super, super dead.
Okay. So the one with the perforated grip, as I said, is the cracked one, as you can see. So this felt, describe the feeling on this, the good one.
Okay, to explain it, and maybe, you know what, I might have a little advantage being a bass player, being slightly a musician. Ooh, it's not even here though.
Feel.
Yeah, it's here.
Yeah.
So when you hit this thing, that vibration through my hand continues.
Right.
Whereas this one was like no vibration.
Oh.
Like bump, right? It's like just a quick note, like a muted note.
Okay.
And this one keeps going.
So this one keeps singing, like resonating.
Right. And you could feel it in that power, right? Like, I barely hit this thing and I launch it.
Okay.
This one, I'm like, I'm barely hitting it. I'm hitting into the net. So I got to swing harder, because I don't have that. I don't know what that does. I don't know what a cracked racket would do, but just underpowered.
Interesting.
But in my hand, that vibration, I knew right away that this one was the cracked one.
Okay.
Just because the vibration wasn't full.
Right. So
I cheated.
As I said, he had an advantage. So as I said, they're both freshly strung, 53 pounds, like one after the other. I strung the cracked racket. you're completely right in that this feels like a normal racket.
Yeah.
When I got to this one, though, I felt like it was deader. Like it. See, when you put it into your way, I mean, I'm not a musician, obviously. The fullness was kind of dead to it, whereas this one kind of ping and it went off. This one went thud.
Yeah.
And it's freshly strung, but it had a thud sound.
Right.
When you put it in your perspective as a musician, my guess is when it hits and the vibration comes down, it like hits this spot.
Yep,
and then
it stops.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
And it makes a thud noise versus a ping noise. Because when I hit it, it was like pring, pring. It was like it was dead racket, dead string.
Right.
So it's exactly what you said. It actually, weirdly enough, when I went to the cracked racket, the trajectory of the ball changed. Remember the low balls that I kept like coming, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was this one.
Yeah. I was wondering if you were trying to hit less topspin or if this was causing less topspin.
Right.
Right? Because for me, I thought I was hitting more topspin. I wasn't. I was just hitting everything short.
Right. Oh, right.
So I'm like, why am I keeping the ball and play with this? But I'm just swinging out. Then when I hit this thing, it's going straight to the back wall.
Right.
And it's like, well, I'm not imparting more topspin. So I wonder if this thing is just underpowered. Less topspin was coming.
Yeah, weird, because when I started with the good one,
Yeah.
and I hit normal.
Yep.
At least I felt like I hit normal. As soon as I went to this, my trajectory, my launch angle went like barely over the net.
Yeah. I thought you changed how you were swinging, but because you always have a good snap.
Right.
You have a good snap on your swing. So all of a sudden you started hitting flat.
Yeah.
And I didn't know which one you were doing.
I didn't change anything, which is interesting. So interesting review. Like definitely there is a difference when you hit with a cracked racket. This isn't completely cracked, but you know, it's halfway there. It's gonna cause you to change something, alter something, and cause it to be deader and not as lively. So we just proved it.
It's interesting, maybe mad scientist Dan needs to.
Mad scientist Dan will probably patch this though.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, when you look at going back to like tuning forks.
Yeah.
Like when you ring a tuning fork and you just touch the side of it, you dampen it.
Mm-hmm.
But in this case, because there's a crack, you don't dampen it; it just stops.
So it dampens it by itself.
Yeah.
Yes.
So instead of if you were to mute something, like you touch a string and then you hit that string, full, it's like ping.
Yeah.
And then if you dampen it, it's like ping.
Right.
This is pink.
Right.
You see what I mean? It stops. So I wonder if there's a difference in performance of the string snapback.
Yeah.
Because you're not giving the strings full.
This also felt like it was looser, which was interesting.
That I don't.
To me, it felt like it was looser,
Yeah.
but not loose in a good way. Loose in a sloppy way. That's what it, if I can describe it. It wasn't singing.
My forehand is sloppy no matter what racket I use. But yeah, no, it definitely felt like I had to swing 3-4 times harder to get the ball just to go over the net.
Right.
Right? Because you'll see all my balls were short of the service box, and I was hitting it hard. Whereas this, I had to actually slow my swing down to keep it in.
Right.
Because I was hitting the back wall. So there's a sense of fullness. So maybe, Mad Scientist Dan can talk about that.
Yeah.
It's not even a dampening. It's a stop.
Yep.
Like that, the tone stops.
You could tell though in the shape too that there is like a difference, right? You can tell.
Yeah, that's
It's leaning now. It's leaning now.
Now is that because of the string tension's pulling it in?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. I mean, I had to be very, very careful, obviously, stringing it so it wouldn't collapse. And it didn't collapse because, as you can see, it's still holding on the inside.
Yeah, there's got to be something to that because, like you said, the strings aren't just muted. It's just dead.
Mm-hmm. Right. So, guys, it's serviceable, but not ideal. So if you have a cracked racket and you continue to play with it, you can do it, but there is a difference if you have something to compare it to. All right. So as an emergency backup racket, right?
Practice
if there's
racket.
nothing else, if there's nothing else.
SWAT flies.
Right. Patrick, thank you for doing this experiment with me.
Yeah, no, it was really interesting. It was fun to actually swing out and see the difference.
Yeah.
But like I said, I cheated. Hand doesn't lie. Because you know I'm half deaf. Anyone that knows me is I'm half deaf, so it's not the ping.
Right.
It's whatever I feel right there.
It's the feel. Yeah. Yeah. Guys, thank you for watching Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis.